What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Generational Sports, your favorite Monday program. And listen, now we can also say your favorite pre-game show to the Monday Night Football games. Why watch all the suits, Josh?
Right.
Why watch all the big suits on the big networks? No. Give your boys a nice little listen, nice little chance here, okay? If you're new, if you're not new, then you already know what you're dealing with here. It's greatness. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
With all of that being said, I got to start the show off at the very. You guys know what the question is by now. Questions. It's a question that I need answered before I can move on. Not only the show, with my life. My life. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing a lot better today than Saturday and Sunday.
I saw a couple tweets. Yeah, then they looked a little rough there, guy.
Yeah. After tonight, I'm taking some time off. Maybe some Tom Brady retirement length from gambling.
Okay.
It was a rough week 1 and week 2 of college football. So I do have a bet I already had placed tonight. So other than that,
What's the bet for tonight?
A little same game parlay, Broncos money line, Russ over 200 yards, and Cortland Sutton anytime touchdown. I feel good about it. I feel good about that.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting a little money on tonight's game, but I also just can't. Now, listen, I think all of the money I bet over the weekend were free bets. So, I didn't actually lose anything.
Right.
But still, the fact that I didn't even come close on anything, just, Josh, what was the game last week? Do you remember the game last week that I kept joking? It was like, oh, this team's going to win, but watch, just because I'm saying this, the other team's going to end up winning. Was it the Falcon game?
The Falcons won, and I'm pretty sure Houston was the other one you brought up.
I think it was the Falcon one that I was pretty like, yeah, imagine if they win. And I'm watching, not really watching the game, paying attention to that game, and I'm like, there's no way this is gonna happen, right? And then from then on out, I was like, that -5.5 I took, yeah, not gonna happen.
No, I took the 5.5 too, man. It was a tough one. I'm pretty sure I'll bring up all my bets at some point because it was nearly every game this weekend.
It's not what you want.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But Connie, how are you doing?
Josh, I'm exhausted. Let me tell you. I don't know who I am thinking that. Listen, 9:30 in retrospect doesn't sound, that early. To me, you're talking about basically 6 a.m. That's pretty much my equivalent. And I got to wake up at like 8:30 then to make sure I'm ready. Drive there. I'm a late bedtime, obviously. Got to stay up and watch the Sunday Night Football game, even though pretty terrible Sunday Night Football game. There's some big news came out of it, which we'll get into later in the show, but terrible game. But so I'm exhausted. I literally can't wait to go to bed, and I already know that when I try and go to bed, I'm not actually going to be able to sleep. So it doesn't really matter that I want to go to bed. You know what I mean?
Also, Monday Night Football is not going to get over till midnight, 1 a.m. So
yeah, we're probably looking at a 8 o'clock game. Probably looking at a nice 11:30, and then listen, I have to watch SVP.
Right.
I'm a big Scott Van Pelt guy. One of the bigger Scott Van Pelt guys out there.
One of the goats.
I would say. So you gotta end up watching that for a little bit, and we got Michael in here. Even though it says count the bucket, ready to see MVP play tonight. Gino, never seen any. Listen, we joked that my Carson Wentz thing was bad. What about Geno Smith? Huh?
I think what makes it even crazier is like the Wentz thing. It wasn't crazy. Like MVP, he's super good. Like Mike loves Geno, and he even drafted him in like the 10th round
over Baker and over Carson Wentz.
Over so many guys. I was like, okay, Mike.
And he uses the whole I was teaching my kids how to do math thing as an excuse.
Yeah, okay.
You had to scroll to find Geno.
Right. He was at least like the 9th or 10th quarterback.
Like you have to scroll to find him. So I don't want to hear not you. You had to go and seek him out in order to draft him. So yeah.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting person to choose to ride or die for.
See, it was a bad pick. I know. Listen, at least you admit it. The first step in realizing you have a problem is admitting a problem.
The upside on that pick, if Geno does have ball out this year somehow, it'd be crazy.
The disrespect to your quarterback, Josh Baker, sucks.
I'll give out some stats later. Just stay tuned, Mike. Stay tuned, Mike.
Yeah. Say less. Say less. All right. Well, listen, this is going to be, as in all honesty, most of our shows will be moving on forward, very football heavy. But that's not where we start. It's not where we start because we had a UFC card over the weekend, UFC 279, which, let me tell you something, Josh, from the time that we ended our show to when the card actually happened, well, a lot of changes. Me and you were out here predicting Hamzat and Nate Diaz was going to happen. Yeah, it didn't happen. Didn't happen. There was just a little, drama backstage apparently between him and, what was it, Kevin Holland. And then apparently Nate got involved as well. Then the next day comes, Hamzat misses weight by 7.5, 8 pounds. 8 pounds, basically. I mean, listen, and Josh, I saw your little tweet, which annoyed me, but I also realized, well, I guess I didn't realize until after you replied to it, that you were kind of being sarcastic. Oh, Oliveira misses weight, and everybody's like, that's BS. Hamzat does it. How do you miss weight by 7 pounds? And he said after the fight that the doctor had told him that he had to stop cutting weight. And then a bunch of UFC fighters I've seen come out, I've never had a doctor in my life tell me I had to stop cutting weight, cut the BS. Right. So you can believe what you want to believe, but that led up to Hamzat versus Holland. We got Nate Diaz versus
Tony Ferguson.
Bro, I was really going to say Max again. Why do I mix them up? I don't get it. They don't even look the same. Like there is nothing about them that is similar. And
actually, I think they have. It makes no sense why you confuse them. I agree with that, but I know Max has. I think they both have angel wing tattoos on their back. I think they both do.
Sure, that's the reason. That's obviously the reason I've mixed them up.
Right. I'm trying to help you.
My entire UFC fandom, I'll say. But yeah, so then we had Nate versus Ferguson, and then the other fight that got shifted was
Rodriguez.
One more time.
Li Jingliang versus Daniel Rodriguez.
Which, by the way, Lee. Let's just. Can we start there, or do you want to go? Okay.
Well, first, we're only going to talk about those top three.
Yeah, I got to talk about the fat dude.
Well, I want to talk about Johnny Walker bouncing back after getting knocked out.
And then kicked out of this arena, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
No tickets for backstage, no VIP.
Like, I get that it was like, a possibility that it could have escalated to something more, but the UFC, Dana, were treating it like, someone brought a gun or something.
Here's my thing also. It was Johnny Walker. He wasn't even involved in anything.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to say, like, yo, Hamzat, after this fight, you're out of the arena, and so are you, Holloway, just in case you guys, didn't settle it in the ring. But what the hell was Johnny Walker going to do?
He wasn't doing anything. But after that fight, it's not too often because the UFC's been around for such a long time now. It's not often you see like a first time ever something happening.
Kick to the liver.
Irene Aldana with, when you hear of an up kick knockout, it's 100% of the time to the face, knocked out.
This is true.
To land a heel kick, up kick to the liver like that and just collapse her was insane. So shout out to her too. But yeah, didn't want to spend a lot of time on those picks, but they deserved a quick shout out for
well,
those.
Who was the other? Who's the big man I'm talking about? Who does the front flip when you win?
Chris Barnett.
Woo! Might be my new favorite. Him and
he does that front flip every time, man. He's a fan favorite too.
didn't he set like the record for the heaviest weight?
Yeah, he wound up missing weight by I think like 2.5, and he was at like
He was like
279.
279. I thought it was in the 260 somewhere. Jesus.
I could be wrong. I don't know, but it was very high, and he was officially the heaviest one.
Doctors only check on fighters when called.
Yeah.
All right, Alec. All right, listen. This is our MMA guy. Fights Unwrapped. Go check them out. So Alec, I've seen you going back and forth with some people. I just need to know: was this some BS by Hamzat, or is it a real doctor thing? What are we thinking here?
Because then, even when he was saying it, like he never brought up like he said it was a medical condition or whatever, but he never like said what it was. He just said that.
Listen, that's HIPAA, okay, Josh? Why don't you calm down?
No, I want to know. I want to know.
I don't blame you. I want to know too.
But still, I mean, 8.5 pounds is crazy.
I mean, that like you're not even close. Like, what was Oliveira like a half pound?
Yeah, half pound. When I tweeted that, it was just because I thought it was funny. Obviously, 8.5 and half pound, very different. Not even close. I just thought it was funny.
Alec, I know you got thoughts. I want you to lay them out on the table here. I'm very curious about what your thoughts are.
Well, the Leach fight, I feel like he probably had one of the roughest weeks a UFC fighter can have. You know, he bought that new suit too. That looks super fire.
All right, here's the other thing. I don't understand what happened with the suit. I'm very confused.
Well, he bought that suit, brand new suit, for the press conference. Shows up in style. Press conference gets canceled. We don't get to see him flex the fire suit. It's just not fair.
That's what.
And then he goes from co-main event to not co-main event, and then he gets robbed. He should have won that fight.
Thank you.
Unanimous.
Okay, good. That was awful. I heard when they announced it. I literally thought I was hearing things.
Yeah, it was insane.
How did he lose that fight?
I think maybe Rodriguez could argue he won the second round, but the first and third were all Leach. So I thought that was insane. And even Dana said it was crazy.
Diaz Chimaev was tracking as one of the worst pay-per-view buys ever.
I don't doubt it. I mean,
is that a little surprising though because of how much Nate is loved?
Yeah, but I think people are just it's back into the career Nate versus up and comer Chimaev. So I think that's it. Yeah, see, Leach.
Scrum happens and all of a sudden Chimaev misses weight, fights or change pay-per-view buys increase. Oh, all right. So Alex is on the side of a little conspiracy. And listen, I'm kind of with you.
I'm okay with it too. If they just don't want to come out and straight up say, "Hey, it wasn't selling. We decided to switch it up." I'm just glad we got the fights we got because they were more entertaining than what we were gonna get.
First of all, and here's my other thing too. And I know you picked Diaz when we thought it was Hamzat.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, though, it was more because you just wanted him to win.
Yeah.
Than you actually thought.
Yeah.
He probably would have killed him.
No, he was going to do exactly what he did to Kevin Holland to Nate. Like he was going to do that exact thing.
And I've never seen anything like that in my life.
That was the scariest thing I've ever. Could you imagine being Kevin Holland? Like it's just
I've never seen anything like that in my entire life.
Craziness. I thought I knew he was going to come out crazy just because of the week he'd had. And also adding to that conspiracy theory, when he was missing weight and he was up on the scale, he was smiling and laughing.
Yes.
He was not serious.
He wasn't even upset about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But
I mean, unless he knew that he was going to miss because of the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was I don't think that fight really does too much, that Kevin Holland fight. Like, we know Khamzat can do stuff like that. I don't think it proves too much because it's Kevin Holland. And I don't think that really goes against Kevin Holland too much either because almost every fighter is going to get choked out by Khamzat when he does shit like that.
Are they the same weight class?
They wound up being it because Kevin Holland was at 179, and that's what Khamzat weighed in at.
So what is...
The only one that really had the big weight...
Okay, hold on. I'm stupid. Forgive me. What do they both fight at normally?
See, we always do this to ourselves, Connie. I don't fucking know. All I know is that he missed by
help us out here, brother. Chimaev has never missed weight before, as far as I can recall, and has even made it on short notice. Al, help us out. The
only ones I know that had the huge weight difference were Leach and Rodriguez. They wound up being like almost 10 pounds apart. I'm pretty sure Tony and Nate were at the same weight because it was supposed to be Leach and Tony. and so it wound up Kevin Holland and Khamzat wound up working perfectly because Khamzat was so far overweight.
Because isn't a catch weight fight usually
like you can be pretty big.
no, but isn't a catch weight fight like usually when two people in a different weight class?
Yeah, like when Conor fought Nate, that was catch weight because at least I think that was catch weight.
All right,
because
so
they're two
Maya
different
fights at 170 and 185, and Holland does the same.
Yeah, so that wound up working.
So
fine,
was it a?
So the catch weight was Leach and Rodriguez.
No, but this was Khamzat was a catch weight too.
Well, I'm sure they all were actually catch weight, but like just actual like you don't have to match up weights that close.
So it's like 10 pounds between each weight class. Is that what we're talking about here, Alan?
Yeah.
Pretty
sure.
At least, listen, we're new, okay? Kind of stupid. Well, I'll speak for myself. Kind of stupid. I don't know what's going on a lot of the times, okay?
We just like to see your hands thrown.
At least we're trying. Okay, so yeah, about 10, 15 pounds. So that's why 180 is a catch weight. Okay, makes sense to me. Because in my head, I was like, the round numbers always just sound fun.
Yeah.
It's like, 170, you got a 180, you know, something like that. But okay, so that's why it was a catch weight fight. Interesting. But yeah, Khamzat came out. I mean, I also see people calling it a cheap takedown because you see Holland was kind of going for like, hey, let's high five, good luck. But I mean, listen, he could have done. That was just it was domination. So
I've been seeing like, could you imagine if Kevin Holland pulled a Jorge Masvidal down through the flying knee, like it just took Khamzat out? That would have been insane.
Imagine they just ran right into each other.
Like he had the same idea for a takedown.
Oh, that would have been fantastic. Then Josh, I think I'm going to be in the minority here because I saw that you thoroughly enjoyed that main event.
Loved it. Maybe my not like best or most entertaining fight ever, but just as a fan, maybe my favorite fight.
I respect it. You know, when you got people that you like, it can be like that. It can be like that's why listen, don't get me wrong, like you said, not entertaining. In fact, kind of boring. But that Patriot Rams Super Bowl, I enjoy.
Right.
Because listen, my boys won. My favorite player in the NFL. Was
that his last ring with you guys?
That is true.
See, so that's why it could be like one of your favorites.
That as well.
Boring ass game.
So I didn't have a problem with that game.
Mm-hmm.
I could have. You could have taken the main event away from me, and I would have been A-okay.
It wasn't the fireworks you expect, when it's Nate Diaz and Tony and all that. I think they were both.
The man didn't even bleed, and he bleeds when it rains too hard.
I mean, Tony was bleeding, but Nate didn't really get caught too much. Tony was goofing around a lot. You saw, I mean, they were emoting. I've never seen that many emotes.
This man Nate, in the middle of them, kind of going back and forth, literally just walked away.
Just went and hung on the cage. Tony laid down in the middle of the ring. It was definitely. That's why I'm saying it was like maybe one of my favorite fights because that's probably the last time we'll ever see Nate Diaz in the UFC. Like honestly, it might be unless it's like kind of what his brother did later on, and he gets like a fight against another veteran fighter later on. But might be the worst.
Maybe it was like two old guys that didn't care. Nate was exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that I'm gonna get this one right. Ferguson
all the way.
Piss off. I thought he was gonna retire.
Really?
I thought. I mean, what has he lost? 4 fights in a row?
Tony's insane though. Like he kicks trees with his shin to train his shin. And
well, yeah, you can still be insane and do all that stuff for fun.
I think he's just gonna die in the ring. I think that's how Tony's not winning. Tony's never gonna retire. It's just not gonna happen.
This is the one sport though that really scares me.
Yeah. Because
now, not only are you not winning and not retiring, you're literally just getting your brain turned into mush for no reason. Then, like I guess at least if you're winning titles and having some defenses at the title, maybe when I'm 70 down the line, I have no idea what planet I'm on. I can be like, it was worth it a little bit. But 4 fight losses in a row, getting choked out by Nate, who was literally not even doing anything.
Yeah.
It might be a sign.
I don't know. I'm okay if Tony keeps fighting.
No, listen, I'll watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch, but I mean, you know, looking out for a guy's health here. What can I say? I'm a nice guy. Nice guy, Connie, all 2022. All right, though. Let's move on to the rest of the show because we're going into the NFL. Week 1, the NFL is back, and it is in full soap opera drama, real world. I don't even know what to call it. Week 1 in the NFL, and we already got some weird endings, some surprising games. So, yeah, I'm excited to jump into everything. And obviously, listen, people, we know a lot of games happen. We can't go over every single one. And, well, this is our show, so me and Josh always do our teams. Sorry. But if you really want to talk about something, don't be shy. Just put it in the comment section. You know, we can always touch on things. There ain't no problem. But we'll start with my boys, the Patriots. And, Josh, did you watch any of this game here?
I did wind up because, I mean, we'll talk about my team later. I was just so disgusted that I turned on Red Zone.
You were disgusted. Huh?
Well, I turned on Red Zone instead, so I did see a lot of the Patriots game, but it wasn't so much because of what the Patriots were doing. It was more of some Dolphin highlights. So I did see a lot of.
I mean, Josh, didn't I try? Everybody kept CJ. I blame you for this. I had 7-10 going into the season. Oh, come on. We're going to be better than that. This team is going to suck. And don't get me wrong, I think the Dolphins are going to be pretty solid, and we'll get into that after. But, that all anybody talked about in the preseason and in training camp was that the defensive line looks great. I mean, they were good. I don't think they were bad in any at all. But I mean, I was expecting, double-digit pressures. Maybe 3 or 4 sacks. I don't think I got that. I mean, I guess I would have to look.
I'm looking up right now.
Yeah, make sure and look it up for me. Maybe I sound like an idiot right now, and I also did turn it off in the game with about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. I couldn't do it anymore.
7 QB hits.
Yeah, not what you want.
3 sacks.
Okay, so we got this. I guess we got 3 sacks.
So I mean, I guess the pressure got there. I think it was from what I saw. I don't know. I don't think this loss is as devastating as you're making it out to be. Really, the offense.
I just think that I just don't have any. Listen, that offense is awful.
It looked very bad.
I still cannot believe that I am in a world that the Patriot wide receivers are this terrible in 2022. I just genuinely can't believe it. How do you let that happen? Having a deficiency that big in your team when you do not have not even Tom Brady. You need a great quarterback if you're going to have receivers that terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the one time Nelson Aguilar has ever been useless or useful, I should say, he's mostly useless. That's how, normal I am to saying it. Catches a pass over the middle, takes a step, tucks the ball away, fumbles. Okay, great job. First drive of the game. I was like, listen, we look terrible in the preseason. Everybody in training camp said that the offense was bad. But, hey, this first drive is going pretty well. And then I believe it was the 3rd down. Mac Jones throws it up to Devontae Parker in the end zone. Tipped in the air, interception. Drive. There goes the drive. And those were the only points they scored until I think it was late in the 3rd quarter when this man, Ty Montgomery, literally had to do a barrel roll to get into the end zone because he slipped and then barrel rolled in. So, and here's my other thing. And listen, I know it happens to corners, so I guess I shouldn't really be that mad that it happened to one of the Patriot corners. I just simply don't understand how you get mossed by Tyreek Hill. I don't get it.
That was
Dude
insane.
is like 5'10".
Getting bullied by Tyreek Hill. Mossed. Bullied by Tyreek Hill is insane.
Like,
that's crazy.
I'll accept gladly. You remember a few years ago on Thursday Night Football? It was Patriot Falcons, a fade route in the end zone to Julio Jones. Bodied Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Butler literally had the ball in his hands, intercepted. Julio grabbed it, yanked it out for the touchdown. I'll accept that. It's Julio. Or what Megatron used to do to people. I can't get mossed by Tyreek Hill, bro. I can't do it. Yeah. I can't. And then here's the other thing. All I heard was, a lot of 5 wide receiver sets for the Patriots. I think they're really going to air the ball out. And then first and second down, it seemed like they ran the ball every single time. Once again, 2022. You don't have Derrick Henry. It's Damian Harris.
Yeah.
And Ramondre Stevenson, who, listen, I like both of them. I think they're pretty solid.
I was very confused because towards the end of last season, I feel like they'd had a really good balance between Damian and Ramondre. Like, they were using them well and in the right ways. And this game, it did not like they were just all over the place. Like, they give Damian like 3 straight carries and then swing it out to Ramondre. But it's it didn't really make a lot of sense what they were doing offensively. And that's to be expected with Josh McDaniels gone and the play callers being who they are. But I thought, I don't know, you take away that Melvin Ingram strip sack touchdown. You take that away, and that last drive, you're going for the win. Like, you're not playing to catch up to make it.
Well, here's my other problem though too. 4th and 7 with, I think, 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
How do you let them score a touchdown from the 50?
That was just Jalen Waddle. Route. That's just speed kills. Jalen Waddle just insane. Bad coverage, but you're expecting bad coverage all year. So those are just bad plays. That secondary is cooked.
You cannot let that happen.
Yeah, that secondary is cooked. It's bad.
So
I expected the offense to look a lot worse, though. A lot
Patriot
worse.
Offense?
Yeah, I expected.
How much worse could it be? They scored 7 points.
Yeah, but they moved the ball towards the end. I thought, normally that's when teams that have bad offenses do good. I thought this offense was going to be so bad that when they were even in panic mode, they still couldn't move the ball. But they did towards the end. So, I mean, I was kind of surprised. They still, it's still very bad. I mean, Jacoby Myers is still your number 1 receiver. So that's still a problem. I mean,
3rd highest paid wide receiver room in the NFL. In the NFL. Not in if they were the 3rd highest paid wide receiver room in the division, right. I would be upset.
In that game. Just that game.
Take some of the salary and give it to the poor people that work at the stadium instead. Go give it to the Gillette Stadium workers, because there is no way that the talent that I just saw play on Sunday is the 3rd highest paid wide receiver. Josh, do you know what the Bills are going to do to this team?
God, it's going to be bad.
The Bills might win 63-0 when they play.
That's not even a joke.
No, it's not a joke at all. and just to take out all that pent-up frustration that they had from Tom Brady, just absolutely stomping on them for 19 seasons. Best record, I think, in NFL history against one singular team. I believe he's 36-3 against the Bills.
That's crazy.
So, Bills got to get out some frustration. They could legitimately win 63-0. I wouldn't be surprised.
Speaking of Tom Brady, that stat they put out of him in the red zone since 2020.
56 touchdowns, no
picks. No picks, 5 rushing touchdowns. When I saw that, I was like, oh, my God.
No, I looked at that yesterday, and I was like, there's no way you people do.
He couldn't give me 13 more yards. Tom Brady couldn't give me 13 more yards.
Yeah, their offense didn't look
special. And I blame that on the Cowboys, actually, though, because Tampa was running out the clock in the 3rd quarter. They were like, yeah.
The Cowboys suck. We're going to get to them as well, but Yeah, this is going to be a long year. 7-10, probably. Um, Listen, they're favorites against the Steelers next week, and I am very close, this close, to taking the Steelers money line.
Where is it? Is it in New England?
No,
Yeah, that Steelers money line is probably going to move quickly.
I mean it might have already changed. Like let me just for the people of the show, because listen, I might do it live. Forget the script, I'll do it live. Still one of the greatest like behind the scene things I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Ooh, another no sweat same game parlay on FanDuel? Hell
Okay,
yeah.
that's why I already used today. I already used it.
Oh well, this is for the Thursday night games.
Oh yeah, I saw that for a charge. That Chargers Chief. I don't know what's the over for that.
I think it's 55.5.
See, I was thinking if it was any lower than 57.5, I got to take that. Even though I said at the beginning of the show, got to back
Let
off.
me tell you. Let me see. Oh yeah, but already changed.
Really,
Steelers are minus. Both of them are actually. It's the exact same odds. They're both
that's how
minus.
the Browns Panthers game has been ever since like Baker got here. It's gone from us -1.5, them -1.5. A pick 'em. Like it's been
Money line for both teams is minus 108.
makes sense. That
And
makes very much sense.
I mean, I guess the Patriots are still technically favored though because
What's the
they're
total in that game? 46.
40.
40. Even the Giants and Titans was 43.5. You guys
And
are
honestly, I might take it. I might take it.
really. Final score might be
17-10.
7-3.
17-10 at best. Honestly.
40
So-
points in an NFL game.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's astonishing. It really is. But yeah, bro, there's no way. Come on, we can't be that bad. The Seahawk 49er game next week is 42.5.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's crazy.
Jesus. What a long year. Long year. I mean, listen, there's a couple questions here. What can the Pats offense do to get better? Nothing.
You don't think there's anything that can change that?
Listen,
players?
they have Joe Judge or Matt Patricia calling plays.
That's what I'm saying. Is there
I listened to Steve Young today on my favorite Michael K show, and he was like, I heard Bill Belichick say a couple years ago, anybody can coach offense. That's just simply not true. You have offensive geniuses that can't coach offense. Thanks for making me feel better, Steve.
Do you think so? You don't think Bill's got like a hidden gem that he's been just holding on to?
Listen, maybe defensively. When has Bill ever produced a good offensive play? Listen, 3. I'll give him. Actually, no. I think. Listen, 3 I can name. I'll say Edelman, who was a 7th round quarterback, Brady, and Gronk.
Well, maybe when Tyquan Thornton comes back, maybe he's him.
See, and listen, maybe he bucks the trend. I have no faith in him for the simple reason every person who's ever had the fastest whatever at the combine, terrible. Besides,
But I also thought Mac Jones was him.
Who said that?
Everybody.
Well,
Kyle Shanahan said it.
listen, John, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for what I say. He is not him.
I'm trying to give you hope, Connie. I'm trying to give you
No,
hope.
I don't even want it. In fact, Mac Jones is having back spasms now.
Never seen a man down so bad after week 1.
You're like 25 years old, bro. How you having back spasms?
Hey, man. It'll do that to you.
So, season's over. Overreaction Monday. Not
Full
even
effect.
overreacting. I think I'm being very tame. What about you, Josh? Any thoughts?
I mean, I don't know if there's anything they can do immediately to turn around the offense. Try to find I don't think the running back by committee is going to work as well this season. Either pick Ramondre or go back to Damian full time. I think that's something they got to do, because if they can get one of those guys into a groove throughout the season and have a really nice balanced running attack, I think that'll help. But I mean, that offensive line is not what it used to be, so it's going to be tough to get that. But that's really the only thing I think they can do at this point. And I mean, I thought Hunter Henry was open a lot in this game too, and he was just not getting looks. And I feel like getting the ball to your tight end and having a running game lets you use those crappy receivers in a better way because they're not covered heavily. So there are things they can fix, but it's Joe Judge and Matt Patricia. So
yeah, not exactly Sean McVay walking through the door. So anyway, I mean, we can go to the other side of the football, though. I mean, listen, Dolphins defense held them to 7 points, got the strip sack, which really changed the game in my eyes.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty clear, like, there were some people that were concerned with Tyreek going here that it was like, oh, what's his, how is he going to be from here on out, blah, blah, blah. I think he's going to be just fine. I think he had 8 catches, 94 yards.
Yeah.
Didn't score, but Jalen Waddle did. And let me tell you something. There might be 2 of the fastest people in the entire league.
Yeah.
At wide receiver, so you can, Patriots found out, run them on slant routes the entire game. Make one person miss and then just celebrate in the end zone. Stop running because you're not catching up to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, how far can they go? I mean, I still don't think very far. And I don't even think it's because I think that they're a bad team or anything. In fact, I think, they're pretty solid. I picked them to finish ahead of us, so. I see a wild card at best, and then a first round exit.
Right,
but that's good. That's not even.
That's a good season for them.
Yeah, it's a good season for them, and it's not even because, like I said, I don't think they're bad. It's just I don't think they're better than the Bills,
the Chiefs,
who I mean just dog walked
the Chargers,
Arizona.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The Chargers. Listen, the Bengals looked terrible yesterday, but I think they'll be A-okay. I don't think they're better than them. Probably not better than the Ravens. I mean, that's 5 teams.
Yeah. We'll see how good Denver is tonight too. So.
Yep. I don't even think they're better than the Raiders. I just think the Raiders are in the best division maybe in the history of football.
Yeah, so. I think. Yeah, that's one of the big parts of it. That's why I think they'll finish and be in the playoffs is because they're in a division where they're going to have the Jets. They already beat you guys once. They don't. That's already, I mean, arguably, if they beat you guys again, I think that's 4 wins for them locked up already. And then I think they're good enough to steal some wins against better teams. I don't know what their schedule looks like completely, but
I think the Ravens next.
The Ravens next. See, that could be a battle game because they got a good defense. It's obviously it's going to come down to Tua. People were tweeting out that one throw, that skipped. Yeah, that was bad, but he played very well this game. I mean, he did what he had to do. He got the ball to his guys. That's one mishap. It's not like Patrick Mahomes was 100% completion to Tyreek either. So there's going to be misses when a guy's that fast. It's hard to hit a bullet with a football. It's hard to hit something moving that fast. So I think it's going to come down to Tua, but I think he played well enough and showed me enough that I think they're, like I said, a successful season in the AFC right now is, wild card first round exit. That's a good season. It's something to build off of. You're just not going to beat teams like the Bills and the Chiefs right now. It's just not going to happen. So
they're playing on a different level.
Yeah. So I think that's a successful season on them. That gives you a lot of hope in Mike McDaniel as a head coach. It'll make people want to come and play there because they see the potential in that team. So I think that's a successful season for them.
Well, we move on to your team now. It was a nice Panther-Brown game. It looked like the Browns were going to have it locked up pretty easy. Baker comes storming back, and they end up losing still. But they take the lead on a field goal late. Some questionable calls I know you'll get into with the roughing the passer, the no intentional grounding on the spike. But just my initial thoughts, I think Baker will lead them to some wins. I have more faith because here's I feel like we went into this game just so focused on the Baker revenge thing that we kind of forgot that he's not playing Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
He's playing the Browns defense, which, newsflash, by the way, very, very good.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is an absolute savage. So we kind of were all so built up into the is Baker going to get his revenge type of situation that we kind of forgot that he's not playing the offense and he has to face that defense. And well, they're very good. So fought hard. Obviously did not come up with the win, but I feel like it's kind of encouraging.
No, it's really not. It's like yeah. Just to start the game, our first drive, 3 plays, -1 yards. Our second drive, 3 plays, -4 yards.
Not what you want.
Third drive, 5 plays, 3 yards. So, first 3 drives, we netted a total of, what's that, -1 yards, the first 3 drives?
Some would say it's not what you want.
Yeah, not exactly. Next drive, we get a first down, but then Baker throws a pick. So immediately early on, and he could not catch a snap or hold on to a snap.
Yeah, I did see that a lot.
And I thought at some point, is Baker 5'2"? Because they were smacking every pass he threw to the ground. Like everything was getting tipped. So I was like, okay, great. I'm in hell again because now we're trying to find a happy medium between feed Christian McCaffrey every play or, let's try to keep him healthy. But we suck. We didn't find that medium. So now it feels like we have to. And we didn't force feed him, which I'm okay with. I don't want him, running between the tackles really at all. Like I just want him in space where he can make a man miss, and if an injury happens, it's not because he got clobbered or anything. But
which, by the way, though, 5 touches in the first half. I know you're trying to protect the guy,
right?
Not enough.
But we still need him to be our anchor.
Yeah, I understand protection. Yeah. But we didn't put him in the witness protection.
We're not paying him that much money for 5 carries. Like we're not doing.
Well, was it carries or just touches in total?
Probably just touches, but he wasn't really getting the ball in the passing. Which he wasn't getting the ball in the passing game either because, well, Ike Ekwonu, number 6 overall pick, give you some Myles Garrett stats who he was matched up. Which you can't read too much into because Myles Garrett is a 1 of 1.
Exactly.
He's a beast.
That's like having a bad game against TJ Watt, Aaron Donald type of situation.
Yeah. So, I mean, not too much. I mean, he had 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. Icky was getting blown up a lot, but like we're saying, you can't read too much into it. It was a tough day for the
first NFL game, too.
Yeah, first NFL game against Myles Garrett. Not exactly ideal. And, even if you're not getting Myles Garrett, like you switch his sides, then that's Jadeveon Clowney. Like, it doesn't get too much easier when you get
the back with them?
Yeah, he re-signed with them pretty late in the offseason.
Because I feel like I said that to somebody and they told me I was wrong, so I just in my head did not think he came back. Good to know.
Yeah, he came back, but after we were down, what was it, 17? Were we down 17? 17 to 10? No, it was 20 to 7. 20 to 7. And then the playbook gets thrown out the window. It's late third quarter. We got to go out. We got to win. And in his final 5 drives, Baker Mayfield went 9 for 12, 211 yards, 1 run rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown, led them to 24 total points. Gave us the lead with about a minute 13 remaining. So, it's a very confusing performance because when we're running the offense that they're trying to get established through the first 3 quarters, absolutely nothing happens. Baker looks terrible. The offense looks bad. When you throw a caution to the wind, that's kind of where Baker shines, when it's a panic situation and he's got to make a play, he makes plays.
Well, let me give you this example, though. You can kind of look at that in the same way of, the year the Bucs won the Super Bowl. That first, they didn't have their bye week until, Thanksgiving, I want to say. Up to that point, they weren't anything special. I think they were 8 and – no, it can't be 8 and 6. I think they might have been 7 and something, 7 and 5 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go into the bye week and they're and Brady was like, listen, I know you want to do your thing, but I don't play this way. Right. I need to do what's going to work for me. So, can we kind of redo the offense here, buddy? You're going to win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying the Panthers are going to go win the Super Bowl. But, maybe that first game is all right, Baker, this is our offense. This is how we want you to run it. And it doesn't work. And then maybe in the fourth quarter, it's Baker, anything you actually like here?
Yeah. No,
And they're like, oh, he's like, oh yeah, I love a good, deep post route. I'm like, okay, fine, I guess we'll call you one, and then bam, Robbie Anderson's open for a touchdown because they say this a lot too, but this is like the one thing that the media says that I kind of agree with. I've never in my life seen one player have more wide open walking touchdowns in my life than Robbie Anderson.
he just gets past the second.
He gets like 4 a year. Where there's not anybody within 30 yards of him.
I've been saying it for 2 years. Weeks 1 through 5, Robbie Anderson, top 10 receiver. Like
this was a big thing for you.
Like, I mean, he had 5 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. But the other thing that's like just so confusing, like how we come back in this game. DJ Moore only had 4 catches. CMC's non-existent when we're out there throwing caution to the wind. It was very confusing. I don't know. Ian Thomas is making plays. Like, we've been waiting for him to just show up in this offense since we drafted him in like 2018, and he gets deep and puts us in the red zone. I mean, and also CMC average is still for his career averaging 1 touchdown a game, which is just kind of crazy.
That touchdown really helped me in fantasy, by the way.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of fantasy real quick, I'm calling BS that's you remember the snap that Baker fumbled and then CMC picked up?
Fumble yards,
fantasy points for it.
Yeah, that was kind of bullshit. That was kind of.
How was that not a rush attempt?
Yeah, because I guess if you drop the fumble and the player that fumbled doesn't recover, it doesn't count as a rush. So since CMC picked it up,
stupid.
Which was, I mean, when I saw that happen, I was like, I know CMC was so pissed that he dropped another snap. He's like, just get the fuck out of the way. Let me take direct snaps.
Wildcat.
Like, yeah, let's get out of here. But I mean, the defense didn't show up though. J.C. Horn he had 2 very crucial bad pass interference calls. He was getting cooked in short yard routes by Amari Cooper, which is where he's supposed to dominate.
One of the
a lot of people are very high on him. Huh?
One of the best route runners in the league, though.
He is, but I mean, the amount of hype behind J.C. Horn, we took him number 8 overall before last season. And, he got injured after 3 games, but he looked very good those 3 games. So people were very high on him. He's going to face, Mike Evans. He's going to face Michael Thomas. He's got some dogs he's going to have to play against. So Amari Cooper is a dog, but he's not on Mike Evans' level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he made some bad plays. And now to that final drive, I mean, that was just a normal football play by Brian Burns. There is no roughing the passer there at all. He barely even hit him. Like, his arm was up because of the tackle blocking him. His arm was up because he's still trying to get past the block. Like, sure, maybe he slid his hand against his helmet, but roughing the passer that late in the game.
His helmet did make contact with the quarterback.
That was not his fault, though.
I know, but it's just.
I
agree with you.
It was not roughing the passer. And then you get down to it where they're like at the 46. They're very far. It's a very long field goal where they're at. And they go up to spike it. And earlier in the game, not in this game, actually, in the Saints-Falcons game, Jameis Winston goes to spike the ball, but he takes a step back, looks out for a route kind of, and then spikes it. You can't do that. If you're spiking the ball, the second you get the snap, it goes in the dirt. That's the only way it cannot be intentional grounding. And then the actual rule is you can't do a fake spike either. A fake spike and then you throw it in the dirt is intentional grounding. So Jacoby Brissett gets the snap, looks to his right, and then spikes it. He does like a fake spike, He's like, oh, I'm going to spike it because everybody thinks that. And then he actually spikes it. And then the ref comes on the mic, says it's not intentional grounding because it was a fake spike. That's the rule of intentional grounding. If it's a fake spike and you spike it, that's intentional grounding. So then they don't get the penalty, and then they get a better field position. So Katie York did bomb that thing. They're saying it would have been good from like 70. I don't care.
Let me tell you something, though. That is the worst thing ever for fans that they did to us.
Yeah.
Like saying, oh, it would have been good from 65. Okay, cool. Technically, yes. With the trajectory and the power, okay,
but
whatever.
It's a different kick. It's a different
Exactly.
It's not the same.
Like, that would have been a 68-yard field goal.
You're not as confident kicking a 68-yarder as you are something in the 50s. You just aren't.
Not even as confident.
Your steps are different.
Your steps
everything
are different. The trajectory you're trying to put on the ball is probably different. Probably trying to make it a lower kick, obviously, so it doesn't catch all the wind. And like that's the record. The NFL record would have been broken if he made a 68-yard kick. Like even just that is probably going through their head too. That's like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. So like that whole, it would have been good from here. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like
that shit's
if
so
I was
annoying.
skinny, I would look better, but
right. Like that's so stupid. Like
so it's like yeah, it would have been good from 70. Like, guess what? It wasn't from 70. If it was from 70, maybe he would have shanked it 80 yards to the right because he was trying to hit it so hard in his head.
Yeah.
Like worst thing they ever did to us. Because now, because this is the first time I've ever seen it too, that's being used as an argument.
Yeah, I hate it.
Well, like I've seen it. People, they said it would have been good from 70 anyway. It doesn't even, the 10 yards wouldn't have mattered. What are you talking about?
Like it changes it's 10 whole yards you got to prepare for, not just like add it on after you kick it. Like you got to prepare for that. It changes everything. Like you said, it's a lower kick, so maybe someone gets their hand up there and tips it. You know, that happened like so many times this weekend with long field goals. Someone got their hand up and blocked it. So I don't know. It was a tough week one. I was glad we came back and we fought and didn't just give up. You know, it was nice to see Baker do that. That throw to Robbie Anderson was on the money. I mean, Sam Darnold made those throws last year and they were not on the money. They were very tough to catch, a little underthrown. So, you know, it was an interesting week one. Don't really know what to take away from it other than I still want Matt Rule gone.
I mean, yeah. I wonder if you like. You think what do you think gets him fired? Like in season though.
I mean, listen, the Giants are next week. We lose to the Giants. We start 0-2. I could see him getting fired. The
Titans, though.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. The Giants are good, but we should still beat them. You know, like they looked good this week, but we looked good too. Like if they looked good, we looked good. Because I watched that Giants game too. Like they did not look insanely good. They just went for 2 late in the game, and then Titans kicker missed
and then had a missed field goal.
Yeah, so I mean that we were that same play away from winning. You know, it's the same exact thing. So it's I don't know. I think it's going to take a lot more. I think Tepper, when he gave him 7 years, $70 million, I tweeted it before. When he said 7 years, $70 million, he meant it. Like he was like, you get all 7, you get all 70. So at this point, if he's 10-24 as a head coach now, 10-24. We've seen coaches fired for a lot less than that. David Tepper, all he talks about is he'll spend every penny he has to win. You could go get whoever you want at receiver, whoever you want at DB. Matt Rule is not going to win us games. He's shown that. This team doesn't want to play for him. Cam even said that after he left the team last year. He was like, I think a lot of guys are having a very tough time buying into what he's trying to do. It's just, and there's a YouTube, the Panthers social media team, very good at what they do. And they have a thing called Panthers Confidential, which they go through training camp and stuff like that. Even watching team meetings, it's like he's just talking. He's not getting any hype. He's like, all right, guys, let's go out here and let's have a good day. Let's practice. Like, yeah, no shit, coach. Like, get me excited. Like, what do you like? Go watch Hard Knocks. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. We'll see though.
I feel like 0-3 does it.
Yeah, but I mean, really firing him, what does that do? Ben McAdoo's our head coach the rest of the season?
Yeah, but at least Actually, I mean, they could just fire him in the offseason, then you would have a new coach anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just the fact that it gives you some faith that that he's not going to be the coach next year. Maybe, like you said, it ignites the team because their coach is I don't know. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to do what you did for me, be a little positive here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with if he coaches the rest of the year. I don't think I said on the show we did last week with 800 other people where we're all giving our predictions. I said 7 to 8 wins is what I expect, and it would be nice, and that's realistic. I don't know. I'm kind of lowering that to about 5 or 6 at this point. This was a game I really thought we have in the bag. We're going to win. I thought week 2 would be that too. It's not.
Gosh, I think we're gonna have to be here for each other this year.
Yeah, that's
because listen, I thought I'm in doom and gloom for the Pats. You didn't think it was that bad. You're in doom and gloom for the Panthers. I didn't think it was that bad. Yeah, I was sitting here like, damn, I would have taken that.
No,
instead of 7 fucking points.
I mean, Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a long season. Long season.
Let's go into some other games here. We got the Steelers and the Bengals. One of the bigger surprises for me, obviously. I think the first pass was the one that Joe Burrow got picked off to start his interception spree. I believe he had 4 in the game. There were 5 turnovers in total for them. And then, honestly, let's be real. We'll skip to the end because that's the only important part of this anyway.
Yeah.
They're driving. Bengals go downfield. Looks like the guy's going to catch in the back of the end zone on that first and goal with about 10
Mike
seconds
Thomas.
left. Gets absolutely blown up.
Yeah.
Well, not really. I think he just heard the footsteps of Minka coming, and he was like, business decision.
Yeah.
I don't want to be Antonio Brown.
Right.
Which, by the way, we talk a lot about safeties, and Minka gets mentioned, but why do I feel like it's never enough?
I don't know. Safeties is a weird one because there are a lot of guys.
I feel like we talk about the bad safeties.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Minka is an animal.
Also got his bag, I think, today, right? He got an extension or something.
I thought that happened a couple weeks ago. I might be wrong. It's possible.
I don't know. He got it recently, but yeah, I agree. I feel like we don't talk we talk about Derwin, we talk about a lot of other guys. We talk about Tyron. Yeah, so
I think Minka had an interception, the tip, extra point, and 17 tackles.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. For a guy who's like safeties usually that have that many tackles are Cam Chancellor size, Derwin size. Minka's he's a slight build. He's not this huge safety. So coming up and making tackles like that is big.
But yeah, so the Bengals go downfield at the end of the regulation, 1-on-1 with Jamar Chase. First of all,
good night.
I have no idea. Listen, at that point, I think Boyd and Higgins were out of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So, listen, maybe it's got to be a lot harder to be a coach than it actually is.
But I feel like at that, yes, as in general, but it's Jamar Chase, game on the line. I am putting
I am letting anybody else be.
Yeah, let them go 1-on-1, not Jamar Chase. That's
and don't get me wrong, I loved it because I, benefited from it for a long time. Patriots would go in goal line, immediately send Gronk out 1-on-1 with a linebacker. Every single time it happened, I was like, oh, good, the Patriots scored another touchdown. The ball wasn't even snapped yet, and I was counting points. Mm-hmm. So, there are certain things that I literally just don't. Wow, Booger McFarland really just picked the Seahawks to win 17-14.
That's good. That's very good for me. Whenever it's a clean sweep of picks, that team never wins. So I needed someone to take someone.
RG3 took it. RG3 took the Broncos 31-24.
I
forgot Larry Fitzgerald was on the Monday Night Countdown now.
Is he even retired?
Technically, I don't think he ever put the retirement papers in. But he's retired. Which is very
But I want him to get a ring, man.
I want him to get a ring so bad.
Yeah,
a couple of years ago when the Cardinals were bad and the Patriots needed a wide receiver, I was like, hey, Larry.
That Super Bowl against the Steelers where Santonio Holmes made that catch, if they win, that's
Larry Fitz could be MVP.
Yeah, he had so many huge plays in that game. So many.
Well, only Booger picked
good. That's beautiful.
By the way, they're all picking a close game, and I don't see it.
I think this Broncos secondary is very underrated. Pat Surtain is
their whole defense is underrated.
Yeah, Pat Surtain's a dog. What is it? Justin Simmons, their safety, dog. Bradley Chubb, dog. I mean, they got so many dogs.
And by the way, the Seahawks, in case you missed it, terrible, awful.
Yeah, offensive line sucks. It's Geno Smith. Sure, DK might have a monster game, but that's about it.
By the way, I hope he doesn't have a monster game just this week. Because I benched him for Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson, 2.2 points.
Nah, man, it doesn't get worse than one of my fantasy lineups. Cam Akers.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
Kyle Pitts, 17 yards.
I've never been this high on Kyle Pitts. I don't know why people love
Kyle Pitts, dud. Devontae Smith 0 for 4 on catches. Worst thing I've ever seen. Awful.
Did you see the one guy's fantasy lineup? That's
Yeah,
running
that
on
was
Twitter?
so bad, man.
Oh my god! I think
So
he
bad.
was projected 121 points. He ended up
And
scoring
he finished with like 38.
31 or 31 or something like that.
That's insane.
He had what do you have? Dak, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Cam Akers.
I think he had Najee because he had like 10. I think his highest scoring person scored 10 points. Anyway, I think it was Najee.
Yeah, I had Najee's over in yards too. That was tough. It was very tough.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, saying that he's kind of come back soon. Man was in a walking boot after the game.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
That game, actually, the Cincy game was, one of my parlays, moneyline Cincy.
Well, listen, let's get to the finisher. We got a little, off topic there for a second.
Actually, that Jamar Chase, not the touchdown he caught, but the catch he had before that one-hander.
I was in this bed having an out-of-body experience.
2 catches.
When he caught that, I was like, that might be one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my life. Only because, like you said, listen, we'll say how we get here. They score the touchdown. Extra point wins the game.
Yeah.
Apparently, long snapper's most valuable player in the NFL. Give him some MVP votes because their long snapper got hurt. And apparently also, Josh, I saw that he's going to be out for an extended period of time. They're signing somebody from the practice squad to come be the long snapper. Gets hurt. So now everything's thrown off a little bit. It takes longer to get back to the holder than it normally does, which doesn't sound like a big deal. But Minka Fitzpatrick said otherwise, blocks the point after. Now it's 2020 going into not the year, by the way. It's 2020 going into overtime, and then all hell broke loose. I mean, we got McPherson on the first field goal. I'm like, oh, it's like 29 yards, 39 yards, game's over. The long snapper again almost snaps it over the holder's head. So now he's all the way up here, brings it back down, and the kicker's worst nightmare came true. Laces are facing him. Can't do it.
They'll kill you.
Laces kill you. He yanked it left like you would not believe.
First time ever I think I've ever seen Evan McPherson just completely shank it. Like the way he's played since his it's his second year. Like you expect him to make it.
Said we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like you expect him to make it every time. So even with the laces like that, you still are like, but it's Evan McPherson. Like he'll figure it out. But he's human. He's human.
Then Steelers get the ball back. They go down the field. Got a nice field goal from Mr. Is it Boswell? Who's their kicker?
Yeah.
Anyway, he kicks his game-winning field goal, and we're hitting a little wobble to the left. It looks like it's gonna miss. Then it wobbles back right. Looks like it's gonna go in. Wobbles back left.
Boom.
Boing.
So loud. It was so
might have been one of the loudest doinks I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful.
And he misses that one.
Was the Deontay Johnson one-handed catch in overtime?
Yes, that was the game-winning drive.
Okay, I couldn't remember if that was in the fourth or third.
I think that was the game-winning drive, please. Anyway, Steelers then go back down the field after a stop from the Bengals because they looked like they were in field goal range. Burrow fumbles the snap, has to go back and get it. Then Samaje Perine picked it up, runs the ball forward, and I'm like, oh my God, they get back into field goal range because usually when somebody tries to do that, they just stop the play. They didn't stop the play. So he goes back, and I'm like, oh my God, they got into field goal range. And then they're like, never mind, he can't actually do that. Only the person who fumbles the ball is allowed to pick it up and advance it, which, by the way, hate that rule.
See, that's what happened with CMC. Like, the CMC play should have been called back then because Baker fumbled it.
Well, apparently it's only within the last 2 minutes of the game.
That is so stupid.
And I guess the reason is because do you remember that play like way, way back in like the 70s or the 80s or something? I don't remember who the game was between, but somebody fumbled it, and you can literally see it. The defense is pushing the ball forward because they didn't want to pick it up and get tackled, so they're just batting it downfield, like pretending to pick it up, ended up in the end zone. and they scored a touchdown on it.
Liam Lett with the Cowboys. Is that the one where he comes running up and?
No. That's the one where. Isn't that the one where he ran the wrong way?
Leon Lett did two things. He did run the wrong way one time, and he went to recover a fumble that was going to be a touchback.
No, not that one either. It's
okay.
I can't remember who it was between, but it was like to end the game too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the offense actually that's what it was. The offense fumbled, and they were fumbling the ball forward,
really?
and it ended up in the end zone, and they scored a touchdown and won the game.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to do that nowadays, though. Like that's not going to happen.
I mean, hey, this is a pretty good strat, honestly, because that ball is hard to get.
I don't know. I don't see that. I think that's a stupid rule, but I mean, it cost them.
I don't exactly disagree with you, by the way.
Cost them field goal range there.
But 4 interceptions from Burrow. Listen, I'm not worried. Is it what you want to start your season? Well, I don't think I really have to tell you that. You're not silly people. That's not what you want to start the season, but no, I'm not worried about it. I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll be a very good team. I mean, are they going to get to the Super Bowl? We've gone over this 95 times that the AFC is absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know what they're going to end up doing.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit worried about those picks. It just looked like a lot of careless plays. Like, I get trusting your guys. I understand that. I understand that's how they got to the Super Bowl last year. But, like, you can't do that this early in the season.
By the way, you got to take the cap off the water to drink.
I just think it's too early in the season to be making plays like that. You know, like, not every play is a desperation win. It reminded me a lot of your boy, Carson Wentz. Like, it looked like a lot of plays he didn't have to try to make a play. And he, took shots he didn't need to, and it wound up costing them the game.
Can I tell you my reason why I'm not that worried, though?
Because it's Joe Shiesty?
No, not even. Cool as hell, though. He's a cool guy.
Cool guy. Very cool.
The first month is the preseason.
Right.
The first pass he threw in that game is probably the first pass he's thrown in the game since the Super Bowl.
Right. I mean,
like, he's thrown them in practice. But practice is not game speed. And listen, these what the hell is it called? Joint practices. There we go. These joint practices. Listen, also, very good. Not game speed. So,
unless you're the Patriots playing CMC, then you're just acting like the game's on the line. Dirty plays.
Listen, you got to treat. You got to practice.
Did you see that CMC was on the injury report for one day this week too?
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. He got cut by a cleat.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, that's my franchise. That's my franchise. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, what happened?
That's my franchise in fantasy. I don't go anywhere without CMC. I see him on the injury report. I'm like, "There's no way. There's no way." They didn't even. They weren't even doing it. It was like a Thursday. The game's on Sunday. Why even out there?
I was terrified.
All of a sudden, I see Calf, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like you're.
Here we go.
And then all of a sudden, he got cut up by a cleat. Shut up.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? You put him on the injury report for that?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But yeah, I'm not worried just because I think they'll figure out. Listen, what is still a little worrying. And once again, I'm not worried about, so it's hard to really say that. That offensive line did not look very good.
No.
7 sacks.
Yeah, bad. I mean, it's TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, but still 7. Every play they were in his face.
Josh, he's been sacked 24 and a half times. 24 times in his last 3.5 games.
That's tough. I mean,
that is incredible.
Like, you have to be, and like it's not that it's a misleading stat. I mean, that's 3 very good defensive fronts. That's not Chandler Jones, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, T.J. Watt, and Cam Hayward.
And I think they're also accounting that 3.5 games is against the Titans too. Then.
Yeah, so that's Jeffrey Simmons too. So I mean. Still, 24 is way too much, and everyone was talking about how they fixed it. La'el Collins, I think they drafted somebody. Like, they were supposed to have
They
fixed
signed
it.
the center away from the Patriots. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Ted Karras.
Yeah.
Like, that's my other thing, too. Like, they probably all haven't even played together.
Yeah.
They probably played together a couple snaps in the preseason. Like, it takes time, especially for an offensive line, to, like, get their stuff together. But 7 sacks. I mean, yeah, also, like you said, TJ
The whole
Watt.
game worries me a little bit. Not a lot, because we saw them have a very strong end to the year last year, but it does work. It gives me, Joe Burrow year 1 vibes. It was very worrisome. But not for the full season.
What's even more worrisome is the fact that it looks like the Steelers could be without Mr. TJ Watt, who we were just talking about, for the entire season. And listen, you saw it the second he came off the field. They had a camera on him coming off the field, holding his shoulder. He literally was talking to somebody. He goes, "I tore my pec."
Yeah.
So, well, here's the other thing. I don't know what the Watt brothers are made out of, because I think didn't JJ come back from a torn pec in like 2 months?
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be like 4 to 6 because they're absolute animals.
Yeah.
But I was seeing something that Rappaport said, that he's in the building and he's walking around talking to the team, and that there's a potential that he could just rehab it and not have surgery, or he could have surgery. Like, how the hell do you rehab a torn pec?
Yeah. If you're a Watt, you can rehab anything.
I mean, rub some dirt on it, I guess. But like,
get in the ice bath.
That is
all they got to do.
Well, let me tell you something. If they lose TJ for the whole season, you want to. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm talking out of my ass here, because I know Aaron Donald exists, and I honestly feel like there might be nobody that more valuable than him. Because listen, Aaron Donald, what he does is very important. Obviously, I think he's already the best defensive tackle of all time. With the amount of sacks he has the ring now. I think he's been a first team All Pro or an All Pro all 8 years of his career. Pro Bowls, whatever. That's from the inside, and you can only do so much from the inside, especially because you're getting double teamed and everything, and especially when you're that good. TJ coming off the edge, bro, is a problem, and the fact that they're not going to have him there, because now Cam Hayward can get double teamed. Mm-hmm. Now the person, because I think the person, I can't remember his name, opposite of TJ on the other side, had like a sack and a half that game as well. Listen, he's probably not going to get one-on-ones anymore either, because now I don't got to block TJ Watt, so why would I let you ruin the day? So that's a big loss. Like, that is one of the bigger non-quarterback losses you can have in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only huge losses like that are comparable really to it for me would be like if Trent Williams goes down, like that's like the only, or Micah Parsons. Those are the only two guys I could think that like their impact on their team, like it's so huge. You lose them, your whole season changed. Outside of quarterbacks, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's gonna be tough for them. Like you're saying, the Watts are just built different, though, so I doubt he's out for the whole season. Especially if they're saying it might not even require surgery, and he's just got to like rest for till like week 8 or something, week 9. So it'll be something to keep an eye on. But yeah, that hurts them a lot because that team kind of goes as he goes. With Mitch being the quarterback, you can't rely on that offense to do too much for you. You
can't rely on the offense now either. Now Najee's out, like we said before.
Najee's out too. Yeah, that's
Which, by the way, did you see the play he got hurt on?
No, I didn't.
I have zero idea how he has a leg.
Really? That bad?
He's on his back, and his leg is like literally like sideways. Or like being, it's like when, like I don't even know, like if you were on your knees and then tried to like lay down, like that was his leg. But then also if you like put your leg out to the left a little bit,
that's tough.
Like I have no idea. Like if you get a chance, anybody listening to this or watching, you can go and look up the video. I saw that on the replay, and then when he hobbled away, I was like, oh, there's no way he's got an ACL.
Yeah.
And I guess it ends up just being a high ankle sprain, but I looked at that and I was just, oh God. But good for him. Because I mean, I guess he's going to be out for like 2 or 3 weeks, which I also don't really believe, but we'll find out. Hopefully, neither one of them miss much time, I should say, because they're both extremely fun to watch, especially TJ on the defensive side. Final game that we're gonna really dive into. I kind of just had a stroke right there, but Packers and the Vikings, the one game that me and Josh decided to disagree on. I felt good right from the beginning. Yeah, listen.
Also, when I picked them, Bakhtiari was probably going to play, and Al Lazard was probably going to play. So
You're right.
A lot of things happen.
Yeah, that's the problem with us picking on Mondays.
Yeah.
It's an unknown. But listen, it's been an unknown for the last 2 years too, and we keep doing it. Josh, can you believe it's been 3 years?
That is crazy.
Unbelievable. I can't believe I've been talking to you for that long. Makes me sick. No, I'm kidding. Big fan of the show. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking too. If we've done like even one show, obviously we only do one show a week. How the hell are we only on 106?
I was actually, because I was looking back through all my docs, like to look at like the templates that like I used for the notes and everything. It's a lot more than 106.
Like there is no way that we're only at 106.
I don't think Blitz Boy episodes are counted in this 106.
They better not be, because if it is, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've skipped some weeks, like off the top of my head, skipped at least 4 weeks when I was going on vacation total. So that's 4 shows, power outage. But there ain't no way we're only at 106. We gotta be
allegedly.
We gotta be at like 150.
Yeah, it's allegedly. I don't know how to go back and get a correct count, because I don't know.
See, because the other problem is there's been special episodes.
Yeah.
There's been, some episodes that we've just forgotten to upload. So we can't even like go back and count the amount of podcasts.
Right.
Tough life out here. Tough life.
Very tough.
But yeah, Packers couldn't do anything. Christian Watson, first play, beautiful throw by Aaron Rodgers. I mean, just absolutely wonderful. He's running underneath the ball, hands out, right through him. Right through the hands. And here's my other thing. I am so confused, once again, how you let Justin Jefferson get this open all the time. There were like 3 plays with nobody within 20 yards of the man. I simply don't understand.
It was very like that first one he had really long. Like the second he made his cut, like 12 yards down the field, no one was around him. Like he got all the way to the other side of the field, ran past like 5 guys, and nobody went and stuck with him. He was so open. It was very confusing. I mean, maybe this is, I saw a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. The Rams offense looked very bad without Kevin O'Connell calling plays. The Vikings looked very good with Kevin O'Connell. So, maybe he is a mastermind and, maybe knows a little bit of something. But that Packers offense it looked like they had no clue what they were doing out there. Aaron Jones would get in a groove and then they'd completely go away from him for 2 drives.
AJ Dillon.
Yeah, like it was very confusing what they were trying to do out there. Obviously, you saw how frustrated Rodgers was with all the pressure he was getting. No one was getting open. I mean,
that fumble that he had.
Oh, I thought he died. I thought he was dead. I thought he died.
He got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What a play, Geno Smith touchdown.
Really?
Yeah, swear to God.
God damn it,
bro. I think the middle linebacker just absolutely blew up the running back. Had a hand on Geno. Geno spins out of it, runs up the middle at the line of scrimmage. A little floater to Will Dissly. 39 yards later, touchdown.
Tough start.
I got faith in Russ, though. I got faith.
Well, this means they got to score, so more options for Courtland Sutton to get in there.
See, I'm not. Listen. I think I'm up. Yo, shout out Ryan Suckup too for being a big old MVP.
Oh yeah.
For my fantasy team. I'm currently up 112.6.
How did our fantasy team do? How is our fantasy team doing?
Which one? Oh my God, you're right.
We didn't even set a lineup. We just let it go.
Oh, I set a lineup. Don't worry.
Okay.
I don't remember what was it. I don't remember what league it was. Was it Denver?
I think it was like Pittsburgh League or something.
Let's see. I don't have a Pittsburgh.
So it's not that then. I don't know. Our first pick was Justin Jefferson.
All right, hold on. Let me see what because I got so many random teams on here.
Our first two picks were Jefferson and Swift. So we had a good week. We had to have because both those guys went.
All right, so it's not this team. Damn, this team that I drafted 169 points week 1. So let's see. What about this team? Nope, that's not it. You sure we didn't we? No, I thought we drafted Chase.
Was it Chase or Jefferson?
Well, because this team has Chase and DeAndre Swift. And
is Josh Palmer on there? Is Josh Palmer on the roster?
No.
Well, we definitely drafted him, and I doubt you drafted him anywhere else. So.
All right, hold on. Does this team even exist? Oh, there we go. Wow, look at us, Josh. We bodied them. 157.3 to 113.66.
That's what's up. That's when two great minds come together to draft a team. That's what you get.
What did I tell you? Michael Pittman. I told you.
Oh, yeah.
27 points. Pittsburgh defense got us 22.
Who did we go with at tight end? Did we go with Dawson Knox?
Now we got Hunter Henry.
Better than Dawson Knox.
He gave us a 4.0.
2 catches for 20. I bet on his over in yards. So
we got Stafford gave us 7.8. Swift gave us 26.5. Aaron Jones gave us 10.6. Justin Jefferson gave us 39.4. Michael Pittman gave us 27.1. Hunter Henry 4.0. Zeke gave us 5.9. Pittsburgh defense gave us 22, and Ryan Suckup gave us 14. Listen, and with that, I mean, we had AJ Dillon on the bench, gave us 20. Michael Thomas on the bench gave us 22.
We got options. We
do have options. We'll have me and you have to come together sometime this week. Make sure we set the lineup.
Yeah.
We
should move past the Packers game.
Yeah, let's move past because we're getting late into the show here. There's some things from around the league that we wanted to talk about. I put this on here. Eagles looked fantastic.
Yeah, Miles Sanders was even he scored very, very nice. Surprised that Devontae, they scored that much and Devontae Smith was non-existent in the offense.
You know who was existent? AJ Brown.
AJ Brown was a dog in his first game.
I mean,
insane.
That connection looks like it's gonna be something.
He had 158 at half?
Yeah, I thought what he finished was 169.
Yeah, something crazy. His first half was crazy.
8 catches or 10 catches, I want to say.
But the Lions made it a game. I
thought the game was over. And all of a sudden, I keep watching it. By the way, I just got the update. The Seahawk fans booed Russ. You're idiots, by the way.
He should have left 3 years ago. You're lucky he stayed.
Gave you a Super Bowl. The only reason you were relevant, by the way.
Yeah.
Only reason. So, yeah, interesting development. But, yeah, Eagles looked absolutely ridiculous. Jalen Hurts made a couple throws in that game to AJ that I was like, we're working on something here. There was one throw I think he threw between 3 people. I immediately, he let the ball go. I said, that's an interception. All of a sudden, AJ Brown's running for 15 yards. So, still not a very good completion percentage. I think he was only 18 for 30-something, which obviously – not what you want, but
he's out of the pocket a lot though. So
I was going to say this man might run for 700, 800 yards this season.
Yeah. So that completion percentage is probably going to float around low numbers, but he's a guy that does so many other things that you're okay with it. The way he extends plays, the way he can if nothing's open, he can get you a first down with his legs. So you're okay with a low completion percentage as long as he's not turning the ball over a ton.
Yo, Josh, you a P&B Rock fan?
P&B Rock?
Yeah,
A little bit.
died.
No.
Got shot.
No.
Yeah.
God, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P. P&B Rock, man. Loved his music, especially some of his old stuff.
Yeah, like him early on, he was off the charts, bro. He was good.
Yeah, got shot. My
Tough,
friend just
dude.
texted me that he passed away.
Put the guns
Tragic.
down, put the fists up, bro.
Hey, why is it
Stupid.
all these rappers, bro?
Stupid.
I think he was in like a restaurant too, like a fast food place.
That's crazy.
What a crazy world. Where were we? Yeah, Eagles looked good. The big news that came out last night, because like we said, Snorefest. Not the best game I've ever watched. Dak out 6 to 8 weeks. By the way, their season over.
Oh yeah, so dead, so dead. Love that for me too, because I have Philly winning the division.
I had Philly winning the division too, so I mean it was fine with. I thought they were
My
going to win the
parlay,
division
my
anyway.
parlay of division winners actually is not totally dead. I thought it was very dead. What happened?
Great catch by the Denver tight end. Little overthrow,
Alberto?
a nice overthrow by Russ. This man snaggums.
Alberto's like that, bro.
I don't think it was Alberto.
It really
Nah,
was.
it was Beck. Whoever the hell that is.
Damn, I really want Alberto to have a breakout year, but that Dak situation, he's out for a while. The name being tossed around now. Who's starting? Cooper Rush? Is he gonna? Because he didn't look awful, even though he's bad. Like, is he gonna be the quarterback?
I don't see the Jimmy G thing happening.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't see Cam going there either. I think it's probably just gonna be Cooper Rush, or they bring in someone that's been around the team in the past years, so that they know the offense. They don't have to do a lot. I just pray Cam doesn't go there. Don't do that to him.
Do they try and go trade back for Andy Dalton?
Where's he at? New Orleans?
He's the backup. He's the backup for Jameis right now.
I don't know if New Orleans is willing to do that. Jameis almost went out in week 1. He already had the injury last year. You bring in Dalton because of that.
Do you try and go to the Giants and trade for Tyrod Taylor?
Absolutely. I think that's a smarter decision. I would love to see Tyrod Taylor be a starter again. Love Tyrod.
Oh my God! I thought Russ just made that play. That would have been out of pocket.
But also, Brian Dable and Daniel Jones, I don't think they like each other too much. So.
I saw the little argument on this. Oh, actually, it wasn't even an argument. It was more of like, well, why would you ever make that?
That was such a bad throw. Such a bad throw.
I mean, I could have picked that ball off. He was staring at Saquon the entire route.
Yeah, he watched him the whole release.
The entire route. I was like, Daniel.
And then he didn't even like give Saquon a chance. He threw a back shoulder when Saquon was not ready for a back shoulder. He just threw it to him.
I will say one of the funnier things that Colin Cowherd ever did was that rant about Daniel Jones and Duke. Have you seen that video?
I don't really watch Cowherd a lot.
I don't either, but like I saw a clip of him on Twitter. Actually it was a TikTok, and it was some dude like crying, laughing, watching him. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I watched it, and Colin Cowherd's like, you ask some quarterbacks like where they go to college, and Ohio State. Or, you look at Daniel Jones, you go, that guy went to Duke.
He does look like a Duke guy. Yeah.
He's like basketball school, like he went to Duke.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta look it up. It's actually pretty entertaining. I'll try and find it for you, but it was pretty good. I don't see the whole Jimmy G thing happening. I would like to see them trade for somebody else, just because I hate bad football. And listen, they're the Cowboys, so I already know that they're gonna, be on national television all the time because you can't change national televised games now. Well, at least Sunday Night Football you can, but they won't do it anyway because of the Cowboys. And I could be playing quarterback for the Cowboys and they'll still get a rating. So, by the way, I can't wait to see the ratings that come out for the games this week because I feel like there's a very high – that Thursday night game might be one of the higher regular season rated games ever, which, by the way, we didn't even talk about. Rams got clipped.
Bad.
I mean, that was a disgusting display by the Rams.
Yeah. Josh Allen looked even better than he did last year. So good.
And I'm not saying this because Josh Allen threw an interception. I love Josh Allen. we have to come up with a stat that's wide receiver interceptions.
Yeah,
We can track literally everything to ever happen on the planet.
Yeah.
So make wide receiver interceptions the stat because that was in his hand. No, a quarterback should not be blamed for that. No matter who you could be, Geno Smith. I don't care. That is not your fault. Literally place it perfectly in the hands, bounces off of him, intercepted. Terrible.
Yeah, very tough. And I mean, Devin Singletary was very surprising in that game too. He was a guy that was hyped up a couple of years ago. He ran the ball very well, which is not good for me. James Cook.
Them running the ball. Imagine. Listen, I don't need the Bills being the number one run offense in the league. Josh, they got to like 17, like 16, just so you know that they can run the ball,
right?
And then you all of a sudden have that you're not beating. I'm sorry, you're not beating them.
Yeah, that'd be insane if Devin Singletary could be consistent for them, and Zach Moss looked good too. So
also, Jalen Ramsey.
That was a tough day for him, bro.
Perfect passer rating.
That was tough.
156 yards and a touchdown.
Tough.
Actually, I think it was 2 touchdowns.
Was that number 18 for the Rams? The other white guy they have. Didn't he drop a huge touchdown in the playoffs last year that was like so easy, so wide open?
That sounds right.
I was surprised to see him. Like he was a big part of their offense. I was like, how do you still have faith in that guy? He dropped a wide open touchdown. I can't remember his name.
They couldn't get Allen Robinson involved.
Yeah. Did you see the video of the routes he was running?
Yeah.
He was just 3 yards turn.
Yeah. I don't know if that's him. Like
that can't be him. He is not like
no, because I saw the training camp videos.
Yeah, like that was
he was mossing people.
Yeah. I don't know. I get Cooper Kupp is, got great hands, gets open, but maybe use the guy you just paid a lot of money.
Final topic before we go into some other stuff, winners, losers, blah, blah, players of the week, all that, and our picks, of course. We didn't make a Monday Night Football pick, but we both picked. We got to figure out how this is going to work. Like we pick it the week.
Well, last year we just didn't do Monday picks until Monday, like until the Monday Night Football.
So should I not put the Monday night game on the graphic?
No, we don't pick it for next week until next Monday.
Okay, well, I already have them. Did you know that there's 2 Monday night games next week?
2?
Yeah. The Bills and Titans play at 7, and then the Eagles-Vikings play at like 9.
Why? I mean, yay, more football, but I'm going to be up.
They usually do that week 1, which is why I was confused. Like, that's always a week 1 thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, well, those are on the graphic for this week, so we can either ignore them or just pick them. Because I accounted that we both picked the Broncos into our overall records already.
Oh, you're keeping records.
Well, I went back and watched the segment, and I remember that we picked the same team besides the Viking game. And I remember, and the only ones I wasn't like sure of, I would like just go back and like actually find it. So I have our records, I believe, unless you have a different record.
Too, so.
Okay, well, if they're different, we can figure it out. But whatever. Colts, week 1, they tie with the Texans. Definitely not how you want to start. Considering moving on for Frank Reich,
I think they really should. Matt Ryan didn't look good. He looked like Carson Wentz out there. I don't think the quarterback is the problem. I don't think Carson Wentz was a problem. I don't think Phillip Rivers was really a problem. I think it's the offense they're running. Like, there's no reason it should. Like, they didn't give the ball to Jonathan Taylor until really late, like consistently.
I've never seen a team too that their 2-minute offense is running the ball.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just don't. I mean, Frank Reich. Yeah, he had that success in Philly. They've basically been a playoff team for these couple of years. He's been there, but they're way too good and talented to be tying the Texans. Like maybe the Texans are just a little bit better than people think, but still, this Colts team is too good.
I know I overreacted to the Patriots and everything. I just hate like overreacting to week 1 because that's the thing in the NFL.
It's 2 years now. This 2 years, it's nothing's looking different. This looked like it looked like the same offense as last year, just worse. Like it didn't look good.
I mean, I'm going to give him a little bit more time and hope that, like I said, week one, maybe they're just not used to the game speed, and it's always like the preseason and stuff. Give them a little bit more time. But I mean, I listen, if they're all of a sudden like 4-3 or like 4-4, like all right.
If they're in the same situation as last year where they have to like kind of win out to get in, like you need to find a better option.
Yeah, but I also wonder if it's like we just went to the playoffs. Like if they go to the playoffs this year, there's no way that they fire him.
If they have an embarrassing playoff performance, maybe. I just don't think he's the guy for them, and I don't want to see another running back wasted on a shitty franchise. You know, not like Adrian Peterson. Like I don't want to see something like that for Jonathan Taylor. How good he is.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I guess it is possible. We move on to some segments here. Winners and losers. I'm gonna be real. This is more of a you segment because I can never like I see it in the doc and then in my head come up with some people, but then never write them down, and then I get nervous when the time comes because I don't have anything written down. I stumble over words, so I'll let you do it. And if anything pops in my head, I'll give you. Actually, here 2 pop in my head immediately. Winner Justin Jefferson, a dog. Mm-hmm. And Bills fans around the world because that team looks absolutely disgusting. Loser Trey Lance. Listen, I know that it was an absolute monsoon, but you looked terrible. You lost to the Bears, who was ranked 32 on the preseason power rankings.
Right.
Not that power rankings mean anything, but like 32nd. Hey, for the first time in a long time, a W to the Giants, man. Listen, first time since 2016, Josh. They're over 500.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We have 2 in common. Well, kind of 2. I also have Justin Jefferson because, you know, he's so talented, but it's Kirk Cousins, and it wasn't an offensive coach. Now you got an offensive coach that Kirk Cousins you don't have to worry about him, you know, doing too many crazy things because the offense is going to be competent and know what they're doing. He had a beautiful week 1, was open all the time. Definitely a winner. Just Brian Dable in general. I think he won. You know, that was a very ballsy decision going for 2 to win the game. You know, you don't get it. People start already questioning you week 1. You get it. They're like, wow, he's the savior of New York.
Hey, Josh. And the little dance moves.
He was getting groovy in the locker room. He was getting down. But also Saquon believers. They are so happy now because it's been, you know, since the number 2 overall pick, it's kind of gone downhill for him, and now he has a monster game. He looked amazing. So Saquon believers are also winners. Going to different sports a little bit, or one different sport, UFC. I think Colby Covington's a winner. I think he's got a nice path to another title shot because I think that's who Khamzat should fight next. You know, we're gonna get Leon and Kamaru, obviously, and if Leon wins that one, they won't have a 4th fight, but maybe they will because it's Kamaru, so who knows. But I think the next fight is Colby versus Khamzat for a title shot. So I think he's a winner that Khamzat, you know, messed up and didn't get weight and everything. That fight would be amazing because if Khamzat comes out and wants to wrestle, Colby is one of the best wrestlers on this planet. Like, he's not just going to get worked like that.
Now I want it so bad.
Yeah, that's the fight people have been asking for, and I think that's a huge opportunity for Colby. The Sun Belt Conference. App State takes out number 6 Texas A&M. Marshall takes out number 8 Notre Dame. Huge weekend.
All got paid like $1.5 million to do it too.
Yeah, like huge wins for that conference. The Bears. You had the 49ers as losers or Trey Lance as losers. The Bears might have a head coach, and Justin Fields looked really good in that second half. He looked really good. So the Bears are winners. Some of my other losers. Big school head coaches. You know, more specifically, Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame and Jimbo Fisher of Texas A&M. They're on the chopping block. Nebraska just fired Scott Frost after a terrible start for them. They're not even ranked. So Marcus Freeman, only 3 games as a head coach. He's 0-3 at Notre Dame. He doesn't fly like that. So Jimbo Fisher, I don't think is so much on the hot seat because he's a household name. So it'll be tough for him to get fired. But losing to App State, not ideal. Khamzat Chimaev, I think he's a loser. You know, I just think he lost this weekend. You know, he won his fight, but it did absolutely nothing for him. Like, we know you can do that. We want to see it against better people. Now we don't know how committed you are to fighting. You know, fans don't really like you anymore. He was booed the
Yo,
entire
those
time.
boos were
Yeah.
crazy.
So he's a loser this weekend. Matt Rule, he's a fat, stinky loser. The Cowboys, the Cowboys fans, you know, it's another tough season for them.
Every year, man.
Frank Reich, I'm not on board with the Frank Reich train. I'm just not. I
Hey,
think
listen, you never. Fair
I think
enough.
he's had the years, the opportunities. He's had some talent at the quarterback position. He's had talented defenses. I just think it's time to move on from him. Aaron Rodgers, just you know, he's just going to lose this season. You know, we say that actually week 1 and week 2 and 3 when they start out slow, and then the MVP shows up, but there's no Devontae Adams. So it's
Meanwhile, Devontae Adams had 10 catches for like 150 yards and a touchdown.
He looked like a dog out there with Derek Carr. And then kickers. More specifically, Houston's kicker, not the Houston Texans, the College of Houston. Cost me a parlay with that one. BYU kicker, not as dead to me because BYU did win, but he missed 2 game winners.
You see that man crying on the sideline?
Yeah, it was very tough.
Great leadership by that quarterback, though.
Huh?
It's a great leadership by the quarterback, though.
Oh, yeah.
Went over, found him after they won, hugged him for about a few minutes, said, "That's all right, brother. I got you."
Yeah, that quarterback's a dog, too. He was making plays that game. But Randy Bullock of the Tennessee Titans, I had a parlay that would have won me $80, and I needed the over. It was 21-20. The over was 43.5. That field goal gives me 44. He misses the game winner. Randy Bullock, you're dead to me also. So you're a loser. Those are my winners and losers.
Fair enough. It is fair enough. Next up, we got our quarterback and then our player of the week. You know what? I've been on the train for a while. Well, actually, it's probably since last season. So I want to. I just hope this is his year. And he looked damn good week 1. Like I said, didn't have a great completion percentage. I don't even think he threw a passing touchdown. Jalen Hurts, man, that's a nice performance.
I didn't go with Carson Wentz. 14.
Hey, I could 4 touchdowns over 300 yards.
Also cost me another bet I made. I had Jags money line, and it was looking good before Carl Wentz came out.
Carl Wentz?
Good old Carl. My quarterback of the week is, I don't know how it could be anyone else that had a better performance. 30 of 39, 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes looked flawless in that game.
See, I knew you. I wanted to give some variety to the show.
Understood.
So God, it annoys me that they're good. How do you think the TikToks with him and Jackson Mahomes are going to be?
But he's still going to look like he hates his life with his brother. That's just
no. Actually, I shouldn't have said with Juju and Jackson Mahomes. I should have said.
With Juju? I don't know. Juju after that fumble looked like he was going to cry. So
didn't he have 2 fumbles in that game?
Yeah, his one late he looked like, or early he looked like he was going to cry. It was so sad. He looked like he was about to start bawling.
And then our player of the week. Listen, we talked about him earlier. Mine's Justin Jefferson. That man is an absolute unit.
See, I did the exact same thing. The reason you didn't take Mahomes is because you thought I was going to take him. The reason I didn't take Jefferson because I knew you were going to take him. I'm going with Saquon Barkley, 18 carries, 164 yards, touchdown, 6 catches, 30 yards, game-winning 2-point conversion. Give me Saquon.
Which, by the way, Josh, just an update on our picks for preseason awards that we had. Defensive Player of the Year, I picked Derwin James, 2 sacks in the game.
Miles Garrett also 2 sacks.
Listen, for a safety, 2 sacks, I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I think
so mad though that Keenan Allen is hurt.
Oh,
because
God,
I wanted to
beat them by 30 if Keenan didn't get hurt. They were moving with Keenan out there.
Oh yeah, I know. Not even that. I just wanted to see Chiefs. I wanted to see Chiefs Chargers. That's the Thursday night game this week, and now it's not even going to be at full strength. I'm a little disappointed here.
So he's already ruled out.
I mean, it's a hammy on a short week. I don't got much faith in that.
Yeah.
Don't have much faith. All right. Next up, respect and prayer circle. I don't got anybody. I feel like there's a lot of respect on a lot of people.
We did actually added early Derwin James.
Yeah. Oh no, I just meant for this week.
Oh, I do have 2 pairs. 2 pairs.
Okay. So we're adding to the prayer circle. Okay, let me write this
TJ
down.
TJ Watt, adding to the prayer circle. I feel like the injury he's a very fun player to watch. he's in this prime of his career. So prayers out that it is nothing serious that is going to end his career. Not his career, his season.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then actually the guy that started it all, Joe Burrow. That it looks
Is he the one that started it?
Joe Burrow was the very first one because of that. He was just getting sacked in his rookie year. So Joe Burrow needs to stay in there for the season because that offensive line did not get fixed. It surely did not. So prayers for him so he can stay healthy. So need to keep him in there. He's
All right, so far we got Derwin James. This was in the preseason. I added him in there. Actually, let me write. I'm gonna put that next to each person's name too. Who added them to the list? So that's me. Then we had you with TJ this week because of the torn pec. Obviously, we wanted him to get back healthy. And then Joey Burrow. Man just needs an offensive line. Don't Andrew lock him. Come on.
Yeah.
You're killing me. Like, I'm just trying to see the man play.
Right.
All right. Next up, it's kind of the same segment anyway, so we'll add it in now. Our picks, these are the week 2 pick segment. As you see, I got the record up there in the corners. And, as you can tell, right back where I started, a little 1-game lead over Mr. Josh there. We only disagreed on 1 game last week. Listen, people.
Your scores aren't correct.
They're not.
No, that's 16 games. Only 15 have been decided so far.
Well, I already added in the Monday night game.
So you're going to be the reason my parlay doesn't hit because you're just assuming Denver got it locked up.
I do.
God damn you. You're lucky it's a no sweat.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that. I do a lot of hard work on this. Speaking of hard work, it's not hard work, Josh. Going Underdog Fantasy, using code GenZ to double the first deposit up to $100. Just saying. If you like the over-unders, maybe a little fantasy drafts. Just saying. You could get yourself some free money with code GenZ. So make sure you go over to Underdog Fantasy. The link should be in the bio, honestly. And go over there and check it out.
Are you keeping track of who we pick? Or am I doing that still?
I mean, I kind of just went back and watched the YouTube video. If there
so you got it.
I would prefer if you wrote it down.
All right.
Lit. So we're still doing the same time thing though, to make sure that so Josh doesn't cry, I should say, and say that.
No, so it's a fair. I don't feel pressure to take a chance.
You never had to feel pressure. Are you a big peer pressure guy, Josh?
Yeah, man. That's
yeah. Oh,
isn't everyone?
No.
How do people just not? I'm saying not in serious situations, just in stuff like this. I'm thinking about taking this team. Do it. They might win. Do it.
Well, listen, it's because
I'll do it. I guess since you want.
I think I'm just smarter than everybody, so I'll never.
It really pisses me off that you put the win there already. That is just the biggest jinx you could possibly have. That is so stupid.
You'll get over it.
I can't. That's why Gino made that play because you.
Listen, the Broncos are driving anyway.
Yeah, but are they leading?
Did you take the spread?
No, I took money line.
But we're fine.
But that doesn't matter because you put money line in the record already. It doesn't say spread.
Fine.
God, Connie. I'm very superstitious. This is bad.
Listen, I'm going to break the superstition for you. In fact, you're welcome.
For what?
For breaking the superstition for you. Now you don't even have to worry about it going forward.
All right, I better not.
All right, good. All right. I hope I have all of these games correct too, and where they're actually being played.
If not, you're fired.
Yeah, you gonna make the graphic?
I actually made the original one. You just made a different one because you didn't like mine. So
I don't even remember what the original one looked like.
Well, you didn't like it, so I'm
just
saying
exactly. I had to do it better. All right.
If you
First
got
matchup. What?
If you got the games wrong, it's not better. It's just inaccurate.
I didn't get the game wrong. I made sure. I make sure. All right. Chargers at the Chiefs. Chargers. Chiefs. Or not, no, Chiefs, sorry.
Oh, okay. Here he goes.
No.
Already. Here we go.
I was staring at You want to know why? I was
You were
staring
staring
at
at the
their
Broncos and said Chiefs. Yeah.
no, I
okay.
was staring at their logo, and then Keenan Allen in my head because that was going to be my first sentence after he picked. I'm like, I would like to pick the Chargers, but Keenan Allen's hurt, and like all it was in my head was Chargers. But I'm going with the Chiefs. Game is at home. They just absolutely destroyed the Cardinals. Which listen, it could be a little bit of both. The Cardinals might not be as good as they were last year, and the Chiefs are just still good, or maybe the Chiefs are just dogs.
Yeah.
So I am going to go with the Chiefs in this one. You are as well.
Yeah, they're just so good. I mean, the wide receivers looked really good. Juju looked nice out there. I mean, they just looked amazing. I know Arizona doesn't have the best defense, but I still think Patrick Mahomes just the way he was playing, I can't bet against them this early after that performance.
My favorite matchup, though, Derwin James versus Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be beautiful to watch. This game might not be beautiful to watch, honestly. The Jets at the Brownies. Browns. Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure. Is Joe Flacco still going to start?
Yeah, and he is just terrible.
He had like 300 yards though.
he threw it 59 times. 59 times.
He's elite. He's elite. That's
in
what
2022. We got Joe Flacco throwing 59.
It's been a decade. A decade ago, he won a Super Bowl. A decade later, still out here wheeling and dealing.
Jesus, that's tough. All right, my boys. The Pats at the Steelers. Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going Steelers. I know TJ's out and all that, but it's defense versus defense, basically. So I'll take the Steelers. I'll take Mitch versus Mac Jones. I'll take that offense over whatever's going on over there.
Listen, I know Najee's out. I also understand that TJ's out. Our offense was putrid. Might have been one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. And corners were getting mossed out here by Tyreek Hill. Mm-hmm. Steelers got Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool. I mean, a little nervous here. So I'll pick the Steelers.
I'm curious who you're going to take in this next game.
I know. Winston-Annapolis. Or actually, no, it's not Winston-Annapolis anymore. It's a Winsington, D.C.
Tommy Carson.
Pennsylvania Avenue versus Motor City Dan Campbell. Come on, man. We got the Commanders at the Lions. I'm going with the Lions.
Okay, I thought we were going to disagree, or I thought you were going to Washington.
Listen, I like the way that Carson played, which is exactly why I can't pick him. Because you know the next game, he's not going to do it again.
He's confident now. He got his confidence back, baby. He's making plays.
I mean, yikes. That might be honestly that might be the worst thing for him getting confidence back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's like screw it, I can make every pass in the league.
Here comes the sack interceptions. Like here we go,
bro. Did you see the interception on the screen pass
in the Washington game?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
It was a screen pass. This man turns around, throws the defensive lineman. Thank you. I was like, oh, brother.
They do got a dog at safety though. Washington Forrester, I think is his name. He made like 3 huge plays. He's a dog. He played for Cincy, so that's good defense.
I think this next game is very interesting.
Really?
Very interesting. Bucks at the Saints. I'm actually going to take the Saints.
Okay. Is there a reason behind this? A pass rush? Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, 4-0 in the last 2 years against them in the regular season.
That was with Sean Payton as head coach, right?
Yeah, but Dennis Allen was the defensive coordinator. And if you remember, I think that second game, they got shut out.
I think the curse is over.
Michael Thomas is back. By the way, Jarvis Landry, casual 150 yards.
Yeah, for real. It was so like just under the radar. And he made a huge catch to get them
down the sideline?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was Jarvis Landry. That's how good the catch was. I was like, there ain't no way old ass Jarvis Landry's doing that. I didn't find out until today when I saw the replay.
Yeah.
I thought it was some random player that I had never heard of. I looked Jarvis Landry. I was like, well, this is just a very interesting development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's in the Superdome.
I'm just gonna stick with Brady. I like their Leonard Fournette was running like a madman. That offensive line in the rush game was very well. I think I don't know. I just think this Bucks team is very, very good. I like
Little nervous though because I think their left tackle.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt.
Yeah, he looked like he popped his elbow, so he's going to be out for a little bit.
Yeah, but the backup didn't play too bad when he came in.
Yeah.
I mean, giving a sack up to Micah Parsons is like giving one up to Myles Garrett. Like they're gonna win. Win.
Sounds crazy, but at this point, you're not wrong. I mean, Micah Parsons is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
We move on to your boys now. The Carolina Panthers come and visit the New York Giants. Going with the Panthers. Hell yeah!
I can't give up on them yet. I can't. Not quite yet. We lose. We get beat bad this week.
Yeah, if you lose it, listen, I know the Giants just beat the Titans. If you lose to them, though,
but the way the Giants won, they won, but it was a Saquon breakout run, which if he's
they only scored 21 points in the
and then it was a blown coverage that Sterling Shepard got wide open. So it's not
like
their
they
offense.
didn't, in the first half of the game. Giants didn't have a snap in Titan territory.
Yeah, they looked very bad. They got lucky late, but so did we. So this is a battle of who's going to get lucky late.
The battle of mid '99.
Yeah.
We move on. Colts at the Jags. Colts bounce back.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be too much of a game. I mean, Trevor Lawrence almost led them to a win against Washington, but I don't know. Colts need to bounce back. They just need to. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
Oh, sorry. Thank God you kept talking. I had to blow my nose. Had to. It was getting to that point. Miami looked pretty good at the Ravens, who, by the way, we didn't talk about it. I know they beat the Jets. Did not look very good that first half of the game. I think it was 10-3 or something like that, or 3-3, all the way towards the end of the first half. It did not look great.
Mm-hmm.
But Dolphins at Ravens. Ravens.
Yeah. I mean, Lamar's out for a bag. They had Devin Duvernay looked very nice for them, stepping up. Rashad Bateman got in there late. Still Mark Andrews over there. And I think their secondary is so much better than New England's. So I think they're going to have a lot more problems trying to score.
You see that another one of their corners out for the year, ACL?
Really?
Bowler?
Damn, that's crazy.
Them and corners is like the 49ers and running backs.
Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell. Oh, he's the lead back this year. Out for 2 months, sprained MCL. I swear to God, I have never seen a running back on the 49ers stay healthy the past 3 seasons. Minimum.
We've only disagreed on one, right?
Yeah, the Bucks and the Saints. All right. We move on. Well, listen, we're not going to disagree on this one either. We're both going to go Rams. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no. I mean, Mariota did have a really nice game. Cordero Patterson still looks like the guy from last year, but the Rams cannot afford to drop this game at all. So,
Seahawks at the 49ers. Going with the Niners.
I don't know if I want to disagree on this one.
I mean, hey, it is 7-3 Seattle right now.
It's just because I don't know. Is Trey Lance dog shit?
I'm not going to lie.
Was that just the rain or is he dog shit?
Listen, I'm not going to lie. If the 49ers were playing maybe any other team, I would have taken the other team. But, I also say that, but like I said, the Seahawks just held the Broncos to a field goal on their first drive, and then they got 3 and out of their next one. So
I know you messed it up so bad with the records. This is the reason it's happening right now.
We'll be all right.
I'll go with the Niners. I'm not going to bet on Gino.
Listen, with Dak Prescott, I mean, maybe we will disagree. Bengals at the Cowboys. I'm going with the Bengals.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, the Cowboys are on the same level as picking the Jets or the Falcons without Dak in there and how bad that offense looked.
Did you see how bad the offense was with him there, though?
Yeah. No, those receivers, I don't even think it's the receivers' fault. That was bad. Dak looked bad. He was not good in that game. The Bucs do have a top defense, but he looked bad. Those picks, bad.
Yeah, it was not good.
Slow down. I'm still back typing Seattle, San Francisco.
Listen, I didn't know that I was talking to an old lady.
No.
You're typing these out, not even writing them old-fashioned no more, huh?
No, because I messed it up.
Okay.
I always mess that up the past 2 years. All right, let's go.
The Texans at the Broncos. Give me the Broncos. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Texans, they look nice, tied that game up with the Colts, but I don't know. Still can't bet on Mills just yet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they are undefeated.
Yeah.
They're technically undefeated. This next game, I'm a little up in the air. For the simple fact, I think the Cardinals need a bounce back win here. But I really do like the Raiders. Arizona Cardinals at the Las Vegas Raiders. Going with the Raiders. Okay.
Yeah. I think they need I think both guys need a bounce back win. If the Raiders want any chance at the playoffs in that division, they got to win a game like this.
Yeah, this is a big game for both of them. I mean, I know it's week 2, but you just don't want to start out 0-2.
Yeah. With their divisions, can't do that.
Are we both? We're both picking the Packers, aren't we?
See, this is one game where like I thought you were going to go Bucks. So I thought this is going to be the game where I drift off and don't go with it because Bears look nice.
I mean, you're not wrong. The Packers literally didn't do a single thing. That was a disgusting performance.
The Packers start slow very often in seasons.
It's gonna be another slow start.
Sunday night? Nah, are you going Green Bay?
Not confidently.
I will join you in the non-confident Green Bay. I'm already down behind 1. There's a chance the Saints still have Brady's number. Don't need to take a 3-game losing streak on Aaron Rodgers not getting me a win and then him beating me. So I don't need that.
Ooh, Jamal Adams getting carted off the field, apparently.
Blitz boy?
Yeah, Blitz boy is being carted off.
Tough.
Titans at the Bills, the first Monday night game of that Monday. Going with the Bills.
Yeah, they're just too good. Definitely going Bills.
Maybe Michael was on to something with Geno Smith MVP.
No, this is your fault. This has nothing to do with Michael. This is your fault.
This man's looking pretty solid right now.
I hate you so much.
It's at least a 10-3 lead, potentially 14-3.
I hate
Never mind, there was holding on the play. There was holding, but they are still in field goal range. Our second Monday night game of the week. The Minnesota Vikings at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles.
I knew you were.
Big Eagle guy.
They're good. That's gonna be a very fun game.
I had a feeling we would disagree on this game. But I mean, they looked good. I know they did give up a lot of points
to Jared Goff. They gave up a lot of
Goff.
points to Jared Goff.
Oh my God. DK Metcalf just told that man to get off of him. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a 6-yard loss.
I hate you.
It was a 6-yard loss on the play.
I hate you. And the fact that you didn't even change the graphic.
What do you mean?
It's still incorrect. Because it's wrong. It's wrong, Connie. We are going to lose. It is wrong.
Come on. It's 3rd and 26 right now, Josh. Worst that happens,
we are losing to Geno Smith already.
What? Look at this. 3rd and 26. All right. They get a nice, maybe 6-yard gain, 4th and 20. They're going to kick a field goal right now. At best.
Oh, great. So they're going to score again.
10-3 is the touchdown. You don't got faith in Russell Wilson to score a touchdown?
I have all the faith in Russell Wilson, but the deficit you have put me at is almost insurmountable.
I think you'll
be all right. What's the saying? You don't count your eggs before they hatch, your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, you don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, you counted them. You literally counted.
Listen, look, a 49-yard attempt. Let's see what happens.
You just had to have 10 wins. That's what.
Never mind. He's right down the middle.
You just had to have 10 wins on the graphic. That's just what it was.
No, listen, don't get me wrong.
Even though it's not going to be like that because
I
you
would have
ruined it
been
for both of us.
Josh. When I want an apology on this show next week when the Broncos win for all of this.
No, my entire parlay has to hit because you've put it dead in water.
How? The only thing I put dead in the water is the money line for the Broncos,
which would kill my parlay.
Okay, but I'm saying I already know they're going to win. I got all the confidence.
No, that's not how it works.
When next week, when they win,
it's not how it works.
Oh, that is how it works because that's the only part I've put down to the parlay.
No, I had the bet out there, and you just completely ruined it. And then wait until the end of the show to let me know that you already wrote it down.
No, all right. When did you place the parlay?
Right before this show. Okay,
I did the graphic 4 hours ago.
You should have let me know.
I did the graphic 4 hours ago.
So I had no chance.
No. Therefore, there's literally
I had no chance even when I placed it. So there you go. Congrats.
The transitive property. There's literally no way.
I cannot believe you.
I can't stand you.
After the weekend I had gambling, you do this to me on a Monday.
You're blaming me for this. You hurt Chet Holmgren.
Shut up. You can't stop saying his name. You're not allowed to talk about it.
It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what you're doing.
I can't believe you.
You make me sick sometimes, Josh. Sick, I say.
We need to go to couples therapy. We have had too many problems lately. This is just.
We've had way more than 106 episodes.
No, we haven't.
And you were the one that was supposed to change the banner every week.
This is not all on me. Don't do this.
I'm looking for a new show.
I'm not. I like this show. I like me. You can bounce. I like me.
I'm retiring. I'll do my other two still. I can't do it anymore. Yo, Josh, did I ever show you these Black Panther golf balls my brother got me for Christmas?
You did one time. Those are fire.
Right? Yo, you see this thing, bro? It's fire.
It is fire.
Need to get some more. They have Thor, Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man.
Did you watch Thor: Love and Thunder?
I did.
Thoughts?
I'm not sure. Like, I enjoyed it, but it was kind of weird in the fact that, like, it was short, and also, like, seemed a little memey to me.
I think a lot of people were expecting more out of it. I mean, it's Taika Waititi. It's going to be a comedy. You know, it did go overboard, I thought, with the memes. I agree with that. But, I mean, I thought it did what I expected it to do. I liked it. I did think that Gore should have been in it more, though. A lot.
Yeah, I think he should have been in it more. I just think it should have been longer.
Yeah, it was good.
But whatever, we survived. Listen, that's the end of the show. It's been 2 hours and 7 minutes. We're never doing a show this long again. This is always what happens when football starts. We get excited and we talk longer than we're supposed to. But hey, listen, you probably watched the whole thing anyway because we're great. And we appreciate everybody, seriously, who watches and allows us to do this every week. So Josh, tell them where they can find you. I'll do the same thing. And then we'll leave you alone and you can watch Monday Night Football.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Jolin_4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can come in here and chat with us about, all your teams throughout the season. You can vent to us or we vent to you. So it's going to be a long season for all of us. We could do it all together on Mondays. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head on over to Underdog. Use code GenZ. Double your first deposit. They had you probably already missed out on it. Actually, you did because it was over half a yard for Tom Brady to throw. You just missed out on double free money because you double your deposit with our code, and they're giving away free money after you do that. So they're going to do it again, though, because they're very generous people. So
they are.
Use code GenZ, double your first deposit, and tune in next Monday, 7 Eastern.
As Joshua said, Monday, 7 Eastern, we're always here. Tuesdays, I do the hard count, me and CJ. That's everything in the football world. So listen, we did a lot of football here. I'm going to do even more football tomorrow. Break down every single game with me and my guy, CJ. Thursday, backstop banter, me and Michael, everything in the baseball world. We're closing on in to the playoffs. So make sure you go and check all of that out. All three of those shows, Generational Sports, The Hard Count, and Backstop Banter, are available via podcast, anywhere podcasts are available, whether that would be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. If you'd like to listen on Anchor, go ahead. But with all of that being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another lovely episode. And listen, the show's a lot easier now because football's back, baby. But until next time, everybody, see you later. Catch you on the next episode.